The goal of this podcast is talk about precise filler placement. I had a patient of mine last year that said the reason she didn't come back is because she found a place that sold Juvederm for about $100 less a syringe, which I found quite insulting because the goal of the filler is not the product, although that's obviously part of what you're paying for. It's really the placement. One of my staff members used to work at one of these chain places that train nurse injectors, and they just certified you in about 3 days, and what they filled all the time were lips, smile lines, and cheeks. It's funny because those are the three areas that I oftentimes do not fill. Now, it's not that I never fill those areas, but they have to be done in balance. And can you imagine tasteless injections that are also probably pretty painful, repeatedly injected in the three areas that I just mentioned? It will cause distortion probably within one treatment, but I can't imagine multiple treatments in the same area. I just had a patient that flew in from Virginia, and she was talking to me about how last year she spent several $1,000s. I haven't seen her in 2 years. She spent several $1,000s in another place locally. That just basically wasted her money for the Botox as well as the fillers. Nothing looked good. It didn't look better. And I explained to her that the one thing I would like you to do is try to get consistent Botox if you're out of town to help you get a better result. But the goal is to really get fillers only by me. I'm not trying to be arrogant about that, but I want to make a distinction here. If you are from out of town, do your Botox somewhere else if you can't come and see me, because repeated Botox dosing can really improve your results where you don't need much Botox. Of course, not to the level that I can provide. But this lady had significant forehead wrinkles, but she says, look, I didn't go anywhere else because the other lady disappointed me. I always say, even bad Botox is good Botox in the sense that, yes, temporarily you may look worse. I'm hoping it's not the case. But long term, it really shuts down the aging enough that you don't need to see me as often. Whereas fillers, by almost anyone other than me, I know that sounds very arrogant, but I don't mean it this way, is really risky in terms of safety and in terms of results. And so that's something that I encourage as a general rule, especially for my out-of-town patients who can't come to see me that regularly.